Introduction to the Knights of Kelemvor, a 5e Dungeons and Dragons game. As an introduction, I should note that we've actually had our first play session, and through an unfortunate series of events, the microphone audio on my side did not record. Uh, Having said that, and mentioning it to somebody, the recording did get deleted. So I'm recording this introduction as kind of a replacement to that. Setting for the game is Faerun in Forgotten Realms, and our adventurers are starting out in the town of Hardcastle, which is marked on the map. Ping the map here. We're using the Roll20 game system online. I'm hoping to have a total of 6 characters. Right now we're running with 4. We had a couple of people who didn't show up, but that's okay. Usually once we do find a couple of people fill in, we're pretty good to go. So this last game started out with uh, a furbog, uh, basically a mini giant who's standing 7'10", I believe, munching on some carrots, overlooking the town of Hardcastle as it continues to repel spot in incursions from the north of various orc and giant tribes. And as he's sitting there, one of our sorcerer comes walking by, sort of introduces himself, but pretty much ignores the giant and moseys into town. In the meantime, our elf fighter, um, apparently having come into town and splashing around some wealth, is captured and hauled in to a crazy mage's laboratory, where he's informed that he's about to undergo a lobotomy to have his brain extracted and placed into a flesh golem. Um, the elf manages to get a little bit of help from a gnome who was apparently a prisoner, who leads him to the roof of a building and proceeds to escape via gnome flinger. Now, in the process of the gnome flinger, our elf lands on a wagon of potatoes and damages quite a few of the potatoes. More importantly, damages the wagon itself. So eventually, the vendor does talk to the city guard, so the city guard is looking for the culprit. A bit later, uh, we're joined by our bard, um, who apparently is of avian or ornithological nature. So his word of the day will always be bird. Anyway, he was apparently talking to the brother of the mage who was getting ready to perform the lobotomy. And since the escape of the elf, the mage comes running in and previously has determined that all that's required for a demonstration of intelligence is the ability to speak. So, fortunately for our bard, he lacks such capability at the moment. So, the mage disregards him as useless. Our bard manages to sneak away, and the party our bard has his first encounter with a minor deity, who happens to be another bird who performs a dance and gives our bard a scroll with some minor instructions, mostly a description of the party and that he should get in touch with them, and outlines something detailing a set of tablets. So the bard goes looking for the party and catches up with them outside the temple of Kelemvor. Um, but right outside the temple, our bard happens to stumble upon an ancient token. He accidentally activates the token and is immediately transported to a misty game room and is asked by a gnome to place his wager of his soul. Now, he is apparently able to speak in this realm, and he wagers 71% against a human magic user. And he wins his game. And with that, he picks up some human vocal cords, is now able to more or less speak. Uh, he's still learning uh, vocals, so he also picked up a couple of cantrips from this effect. Um, upon finishing his game, he was immediately returned to where he was right before the party entered the temple. The party entered the temple. Uh, they witnessed an exchange between a paladin of Kelemvor and what would appear to be a priestess or some sort of high figure in the church. Um, and they had a discussion apparently about some intelligence that had come in. The party uh, was trying to discern, at least a couple of members were trying to discern some elements that might be linked to their backgrounds, but while they got a leaning, they didn't get full confirmation. In the meantime, they have also learned that a tribe of sun elves has been eliminated, and they're going to send a relief mission to aid those survivors. In addition, they have asked the party to investigate the Uthengal Mountains to the north and east of the city, um, and bring back some reconnaissance of that area. They've heard odd rumors of potentially an army massing. So, and that's kind of where we ended the adventure. In the meantime, I'm looking to add a couple more players. Hopefully, we'll get them introduced this week, and we'll take it from there. So that's the end of the introduction, and hopefully, we have all the sound issues worked out. So enjoy. Thank you.